Alrighty, students. So for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be working on a research paper. Is that something you guys heard of before? Is that something that rings a bell? I know it's kind of a new subject.
I've never done it.
Yeah? Well, what comes to mind when you think of research paper?
Science.
Science, okay, like experiments and like testing, right?
They're usually pretty long.
They can be. They don't always have to be.
It's hard.
It's not that hard.
No.
It's fun.
But you look up a lot of things, right?
Yeah, it's research is basically what it is. So a research paper is an essay with a question, and you have to try to answer that question through research that you do on your part.
Should I write that down?
Yeah, sure, you can write that down. You can, yeah. So I'm gonna write on the board a list of different questions that you can do your research paper on. And it's important, before we do that, it's important to do a topic that you're interested in. So maybe like a certain hobby that you have, or a career path that you want to take, or a certain college that you want to go to. So keep that in mind as I write these questions on the board. So, for example, let's say if you want to be a nurse, a research question can be, which university has the best research program? Or, let's say if you want to be a writer, but you can't decide between professional writing or creative writing, you can do the question, which one is better, professional writing or creative writing? Other examples that can be more relevant to you guys now are, what are the best methods for taking notes? Or another question can be, since you guys are bilingual, how does being bilingual affect other aspects of your academic life, or something like that? So does that make sense, those different kind of questions? What are some other questions that could be a good example of a research paper?
Do goldfish dream?
Yeah, that's an interesting subject. I mean, but what's something more relevant to you?
Relevant. Benefits of living in America.
Yeah, that's a good one. True, true. What else? Write that on the board.
How does having meals together affect family?
Yeah, that's a good one as well. Those are great subjects, are great questions for a research paper. So now, to help you guys try to formulate a question, you guys are going to take out your notebooks and your pens, which you guys have already done. You guys are prepared. And you're going to write down 3 topics that you guys are interested in. Whether it's something about a career you want to take, or hobbies that you have, or maybe a class that you're taking now that you think that is interesting. You're going to write down those 3 topics.
I can't spell.
Sure you can, Parker. And then once you write down those 3 topics, you're going to try to create a question for those 3 topics. So I'll let you guys do that for a little bit. So what do you have so far, Maria?
I put psychology, dance, and recycling.
Oh, cool. And these are all things that you're interested in?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Why are you interested in these subjects?
Because I'm studying psychology.
Okay, very cool.
And I like keeping the earth like clean.
Yeah, that's important. Totally.
Recycling is pretty cool.
Yes, that's true. Awesome. And how about you? What do you have so far?
I put Korean medicine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Biology.
Okay.
And car mechanics.
Awesome. So how can we turn these into questions?
Put a question mark at the end?
Or into a, like a, more of a,
gotcha.
something a little bit longer.
I don't know.
I don't really know what you mean. Like, put it, like, just turn them into, like, something about the topic into a question?
So you can be like, what are the health benefits of those who dance as opposed to those who don't dance? Something like that. Or
Okay.
you can even combine dance and psychology, like how does dance affect our happiness, or how does dance, something like that.
Okay.
And then just tell me when you guys are done, and if you have any questions, just come to me.
Wait for all. Oh, man.
This is just a rough draft, so it doesn't have to be anything too official. Okay, you guys done?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. So, like what I said, this is just a rough draft just to help you discover what it is you want to do your research paper on. So it's not official quite yet. But as we do research, what are some resources that we have that can help us to find answers to these questions?
You.
Yes,
Our
yeah,
English speaking friend.
that's one. But is there something a little bit better? Maybe something a little bit more credible?
What about, like, professionals in the field?
Yeah, that's true. So, like, let's say you have dance written right here. You can ask someone who's a dancer, or somebody who has studied psychology. That's true. That's a really great resource.
The library.
Yes, the library has plenty of books and different information, and even the people who work at the library are totally willing to help. They're experts, and they would love for people to ask them questions and help them out with research papers.
Is Wikipedia okay?
Wikipedia is good for like the beginning stages of research, for like trying to understand the big picture of the topic, but it's not good to cite. It's not good to use that as your main source, because anybody can put information into Wikipedia. But that's a good question, thank you. Anything else? Yeah. There's like books as well, which you can find
Books.
in the
I forgot
library.
about books. Read books.
Yep, you can use certain internet sites that are good, credible internet sites, such as like .gov or .edu, which gives a little bit more information. It's peer-reviewed, I should say. So yeah, so you guys can use those sources that you have to do your research paper. And like what I said, this paper is going to be due in 3 weeks. There's going to be different steps that we're going to take.
3 weeks.
Yeah, it won't be that bad. Don't worry. It's definitely manageable because we'll be working on it like every day in class. We'll have time every day to work on it. I'll look over your papers. You'll have your partners look over your papers and peer review it and edit it, and all that fun stuff. It's also important to know that this paper needs to be 12-point font in Times New Roman, and also it has to be at least 3 pages, which is totally manageable. You guys can do that.
single spaced or double spaced?
Double spaced.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
That's-
See,
that's
look at that. Not that bad.
Double space is good.
And for your guys' homework assignment, you guys are gonna look over your questions again. Just choose one of them. Choose one of them, and then write down at least a page of notes on that subject, just for a foundation for your research paper.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Awesome. You guys will do great.
Yay.